feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got
so this is my Canyon Speedmax CFR, and this will be my race bike for the 2023 season. Really excited to race in this frame. Only been out on a handful of times. The wheels that come on it are Zip 858s, and they're fast wheels, but I might go for a combination of them and these new wheels. So there's tri-spoke on the disc, courtesy of the Athlete I race with, Donica, in the Triathlon visually impaired division, and on that I will only be on this bike a handful of times this year in terms of racing, as our main goal is to get to Paris for the Paralympics. So let's talk through a few of the main features of this bike. As you can see, it's quite a thick tubing, similar to my Felt IA. However, this thick tubing will find a way to minimise the weight, so it's only coming in at about 8.2 kg, which is a welcome change, as normally you find with these thicker tubing bikes that tend to weigh quite a bit. Another nice feature is this monopole, so rather than having two stacks to individually support the extensions, you've just got the one in the middle. Loads of adjustment there in terms of angle, stack height. I've actually upgraded these arm cups, as you can see. They're the long high-sided ones, just provide a bit more support, a bit more comfort, and should actually be a bit more aerodynamic too. Then just going from there, we have the hydration tubing, as you can see, runs nicely up here. So there's a bladder actually in the frame, and you might notice there's a piece here, so you can fill your bottle from there. Then obviously here, some gels, there's quite a few in there, nice streamline of the frame. So we're not coming at any aerodynamic penalty for having a storage box. From there we've got obviously the grip, really good ergon grips as Canyon are known for. Then the computer mount, all integrated, so it's nice and tight in between the arms. Then you've your toolbox here. The really nice addition of coming in stock with a quark power meter, which is coming in nice and accurate in terms of my other power meters. It just leaves that a little bit easier to transfer from training bikes to race bikes when everyone's all aligning up with each other. So we've got a 1x12 setup, as you can see, and it's a SRAM E-Tap setup. And now SRAM E-Tap, I actually went for that myself purely because I've raced with the tandem and I just find it really appealing to have the E-Tap. There's no wires, less chance of pinching of cables when you're building your bike up, especially when you're travelling. So yeah, there's a lot in favour of the E-Tap in my opinion. So the only other change I probably have between this and race day is I will use the rear bottle cage, nice and tucked in there, and then I'll probably put an Elite Chrono bottle on the down tube, and both of them will just be topping this bladder up, and then it's just the wheels. So yeah, most courses I'll tend up for a disc, but it's the front wheel that will change the most, depending on the wind, depending on the elevation. Yeah, look, it's a hell of a bike for the spec, and for the value. Yes, they do come in a steep price range, but you're basically buying a super bike that's won championship, and with that you're putting yourself in a competitive place. So as well as that, to go from rim brake to disc brake, it just allows you to brake later into corners, and you just have a bit more confidence in handling this. But no, I'm really looking forward to racing on it, and hopefully we get some results.